Do 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 do. Just waiting for the email notification so I can sound test. There it is. Came through nice and quick this time. We can hear me. We're good. Resume timer. Chat is open. Let's do this. G'day, folks. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, returning after quite some time. Why are we returning? Because we've got the DLC. Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide. You can see the titles over on the right there. Let's load up our game. Okay, Echoes of the Fallen questline we get by talking with Karen. And Rising Tide, we inspect the reading table. Okay, it tells us where to start with DLC stuff. Excellent. Very helpful. Oh, my voice is a bit funny today. My throat's acting up. Oh, there was a thing. Whoop. Ooh. So I can do that now. Oh, hell yeah. The iconic Final Fantasy VII Buster Sword. Katana, a Final Fantasy XIV reference. Hi, Fricta. Let's see if... Yeah. Aww. Boo. It's weaker. Alright, I don't know which one I want to do first, so let's just pick them up. Let's just pick them both up. Ooh, unmarked. Leviathan's dominant.
Leviathan the Lost? But why now? After all this time?
Why, what now?
Oh,
Jill.
I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time.
True.
Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. And that the Veil can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Thank you. Both of you. And Otto?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Thank you. I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
Aw, no money? Boo. Do. Alas, my technical knowledge is completely insufficient to comment.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Let's stock up while you can.
Is something the matter, Karen? You seem perturbed.
Do I now? How clever of you to notice. But yes, something's come to my attention, and I'll be damned if I know what to make of it.
Barely. That was a long time ago now.
It's
Don't even have the software
probably
anymore.
quicker if I just show you. Here.
Some sort of crystal. Though, I don't remember seeing one that color before.
Aye, well, that makes two of us. In all my long years of trading, both over and under the counter, I've never seen anything quite like it. They're calling them dusk crystals, on account of colour.
I see. And they could be used to cast magics.
That they can. Just like their brighter, shinier cousins. Difference is, they don't last as long. After a couple of goes lighting your pie, they crumble away to nothing. That's how I heard about them. From crystal traders moaning that someone's been flooding the market with dodgy goods.
Ooh.
And after asking the right people the right questions, and paying the right price, of course, I managed to get my hands on a sample.
I see why you're perturbed.
Oh, what the?
Hey, Hope. Do you feel that, Clive?
Yes.
What the hell?
All right, lads, that'll do for today. I said that'll do for today.
Yes, Chief. Yes, Chief.
Let's get this lot back to town, fill our purses and then our bellies.
Whoop, don't think you'll be feeling anything, lads.
What did you two do now?
Oh, he dropped the light. At least it didn't start a fire.
Please tell us you brought another London.
Stay calm, both of you. Who needs a lantern when you've got one of these? All that work for a single spark. Well, there'll be no more sampling the merchandise today.
Whoa-oh!
That sounded close, Chief. Really close. Really, really close.
Now, lads, what am I always telling you? Good things come to those who run.
Wait for us, Chief!
You forgot the merch. Whoop. Oh no. I think I know what that is. If so, they might be tying it into Final Fantasy
I've
XIV.
never felt a tremor this far inland before.
Me neither. But then, I'd never seen skies like these till a few moons ago, and it's been all change ever since. Come to think of it, the first anyone ever heard of these dust crystals was after you lot came back from the Dominion and brought this bloody weather with you.
Do you think the two things are connected?
Who knows? Could just be that with Drake's tail gone, the black market was running short of the good stuff. The Dominion's mines were the only source of new shards left in Storm after a certain evil outlaw decided to do away with the other mothers. And with the price of decent crystals going through the roof, traders turned to dealing in stuff they'd never have touched before.
The question is, who's selling these crystals and where are they? Wait. This color. They couldn't be from Origin, could they? No, that wouldn't make sense. I saw it form in the sky, and that was long after we returned from the Dominion. But if they didn't come from Origin or any of the other mother crystals, then... does that mean...
That you missed one? Aye. That were my thinking, any road. Another mother crystal we didn't know about.
I'll speak with Joshua. If you're right about this, we need to find it.
And quick, I'd say. On account of which, I'll take this shard over to Tomes for you. Get him to give it a once-over, case it rings any bells.
Right. Thank you.
And I expect you'll be wanting Jill's help with this, too.
Right again. I will. Let me go and find Joshua, and we'll meet you in the shelves.
Well, promises to be interesting. As you say. Toggle! I was wondering where he was.
We need to talk. Karen's caught wind of something that I don't think we can afford to ignore.
Where'd Toggle go?
That is troubling. Not least because the Undying made no mention of these dusk crystals in any of their recent reports.
So they weren't aware of them either.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they merely deemed them unworthy of my attention. Wrongly, I might add, for I am inclined to share Lady Karen's misgivings.
Then we'd better take her advice and consult Hippocrates forthwith.
To the shelves, then. With our combined insight, I'm sure we'll discern something of use, be it no more than a place to start.
Let's hope so.
There you are. I've taken the liberty of telling these two everything I told you.
Thank you, Karen.
It's hard to believe such a lusterless shard could conjure much of anything. And you truly think this came from a mother crystal? One we never knew existed?
Every other shard in the Twins did. Why should these dusk crystals be any different? Dim though they may be.
We know they first appeared on the black market shortly after Ultima Car's primogenesis, darkening the skies. So might the two be connected? Could the spell have created a new mother crystal, perhaps? A replacement for the ones we destroyed?
What do you think, Hippocrates?
I think there may well be a connection. Yet, if we are to believe that the original mother crystals were of Ultima's making, does it seem likely that he would have need of anything so palpably inferior? No. I hazard that it was not Ultima who created these crystals, but humanity.
Oh.
More specifically, our fallen forebears, whose wonders litter the land even now. Legend holds that the fallen challenged the gods in order to win their power, and came tantalizingly close to doing so. It seems only reasonable that they should wish to learn the secrets of the crystals which the gods bestowed upon them.
So they could make their own.
Precisely. You may recall that the tale of the sins of Zemeckis begins with the colloquy of the sages, a council wherein humanity sought to uncover the last secrets of the gods before waging their war to learn what little remained. It is perfectly possible that an understanding of how to craft crystals was among their many achievements.
Among their many achievements, prior to their fall.
Indeed. The same enlightened souls forged great and terrible weapons called the iconoclasts, from which icons derive their name, and turned them against each other in the Magitech War. A pointless conflict which served only to make its victors more confident of their right to supplant the gods on high. And when at last they ventured to do so, the resultant imbalance in the ether is said to have been so great that the skies themselves turned black and began to boil. The first recorded Arcade sky, I suspect. Which brings us back to the matter at hand. It is my belief that these shards are the product of a long-slumbering Magitech mother crystal, stirred to life by a similar etheric upheaval to the one which accompanied its creator's fall.
There's only one way to know for sure. We track down whoever's selling them and find their source. Karen, where did you buy this one?
Down in Port Isolde when I was scratching around for supplies. Since the Imperials buggered off and took the tariffs with them, you can find all sorts of interesting stuff on the docks. Go and have a chat with the mercenaries guarding the gates. Your uncle's got some good lads there. You know when to keep a watchful eye and when to turn a blind one. Oh, and take the crystal with you. Might be your key to the underworld.
Thank you. I will.
Shall we then, brother?
I'm coming too. If there is another Mother Crystal out there and it's anything like the others, you'll need all the help you can get.
I was hoping you'd say that. One more time then. Together.
So, which interests us more at the moment? The Magitech Mother Crystal or Leviathan? I'm thinking Leviathan just because of the potential to get new icon power. I'm not actually sure which one of these came out first. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I'm going to say Leviathan. Just because there's no point getting a new icon power if there's nothing to use it on. Trying to remember. How do I change appearances? Was it a thing in here? Ah. Damn it, he's got different outfits, but I can't remember how to change them. Ooh. I see 3 new additions on the end there. Interesting.
First the skies, then the crystal. What next? The advent of great...
Here we go. He can have his normal. Aha! This is what I was looking for. Ah. Cortana, the Paladin relic from Final Fantasy XIV, if memory serves. I'm going with the Busted Sword. Hey, classic! So Rising Tide came out second, huh? I'm still gonna do it first.
The garrison said they'd take another 100.
To the Vale it is, then.
Looks like you've got thirst.
But enough talk.
Fancy a peek behind the veil, my lord?
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
We're here about the letter.
Oh. Sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically?
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent, and the woman who can answer your questions.
And that's all? Nothing else?
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Noted. Alright.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
What if she realizes the value of the information she's party to?
And the danger it puts her in.
Haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed fiends.
It's a fantasy game. Everywhere's dangerous.
Do be careful.
Oh, come on, Clive. You can hop that.
The Duke has pledged to work with the people of Northreach to rebuild.
There we go. I forgot sprinting is automatic in this one. Well, there's our tent.
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
After it.
Who's a good boy?
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
still smoke coming from the fire. There's a boat.
The boat. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to.
See? You can jump plenty high.
The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Motes of Water.
The Motes of Water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yet that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Kriegers faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing.
Rude.
Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to...
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
All aboard.
right. You might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes.
Classic.
Don't take my word for it. Watch.
You're supposed to be holding on to something, you three.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
Nice.
And that concludes our little voyage. We're here.
Aww. Helping Jill. Lovely lady of ice.
It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one. I hope you're up for a climb.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Shit. Trophy, homecoming. And woohoo. There's a monument thing. Okay, gotta remember my controls. There we go. Shiva, Ramu. Yeah.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
That's a long way down.
And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is
Josh.
that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
Fall from that height, that water's gonna feel like concrete. Oof. Shiny. Gimme. Another shiny. Yes, I see the beasties.
I was wondering when they'd pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and spells to myself, then?
Ugh. Knockdown. Gotta remember my buttons.
Over here!
Bye-bye. Well, something hit me.
Get him.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
Then it's in for a long wait.
A tribe that doesn't brand their bearers. Yes! Oh. Wolfies.
This one. Get him. Over here. This one.
Nice one, Jill. Hey, Torgal. Who's a good boy? Good boys get pets.
We're almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home. Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
Hopefully we haven't been followed.
It's not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
Ooh. What's with the big blue? Oh.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive.
I'm sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest.
Oh
Our
no.
village is only a short way from here. If you'd care to accompany me.
Where'd you learn the definition
Let's
of
get
short?
ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
It's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
Mysidia. I'm sure I've heard that name before in other Final Fantasy games, but I don't remember which ones. Woof 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 to you too, Torgal. What's over here? A hole I can't go into. What's the point of that then?
Are those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
I'll be good. I won't try to break it. Bad puppies.
surge was an act of rage.
One wonders what prompted it.
What indeed? Surprise, mother trucker. Two for one.
Too slow. Get him. Nice try.
Shot in the face. That wasn't so bad. Ooh, wooden steps. Sign of civilization. Means we're on a maintained road, not just picking our way through the brush. These guys aren't gonna pick a fight. Alright, I'll leave them alone.
Could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay?
Not if we didn't want to be followed. What's over here? Another glamour stone. And a river it's not going to let me swim in. Poo.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Oh, it's pretty.
Outsiders? Well, I never. Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here, in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell, and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Torgal, you be nice. Don't scare the people. You don't want to talk?
That'll be them then. Don't look like much if you ask me.
Screw you.
Look, that one's got a black cape. Do you think he's the leader?
Silly children.
Intruders! We must flee!
It's all right. They're the tributaries' guests.
After what their kind did to us. It's wrong.
Oh, don't think I can carry another barrel up those steps. If I had a crystal, maybe?
Those crystals are for the glamour, you lazy beggar. Now stop whining and get that water to the foundry.
I'm sorry, but I don't like it. Outsiders should stay on the outside.
Those are pretty flowers. I'm just glad they're on a video screen and not in my home.
Just you stay away from that temple. Do you hear me?
I heard you the first time.
The
What you
stalks are
growing?
thin, the leaves limp. We should dress the soil with dung and straw at once, or I fear for the autumn harvest.
Oh dear.
I give you my grain, you give me your eggs. Everyone's happy. Except for the eggs, maybe.
Oh, do you think he bites?
Who? The Hound? Or his master?
Oi!
Fetch.
Don't you listen to them, Torgal.
The poor things are as pale as ghosts. Are they unwell?
I don't think so, ma'am. It's just the way they are.
Please, Grandad, tell us another story about the witch.
I think she was more referencing the perma scowl Clive was always sporting.
Seems like one of the cairns was disturbed by an ibex. As if we didn't have enough to do. Busy or not, though, we'll need to see to it soon. Don't want the glamour unraveling.
Suddenly, there were curls everywhere I looked. It was all I could do to make it back to Haven without being torn limb from limb.
All you could do?
And there I was thinking you were a bearer.
Did you hear that, girl? You're going with father today.
If you don't mind, Manda, I'm in a hurry. The tributary is in the Witten Hall, as you should be.
All right, all right. Yeesh. Oof, it's blowing a gale outside.
You used to work on the outside, didn't you? Is it really like the sea it is?
If you mean filthy, noisy and rank, then no. It's much, much worse.
I want to be offended, but I can't be.
How long do you think this bridge has been standing here?
Oh, at least as long as we have.
Laugh then.
I guess I didn't think it was funny.
Look, Nan, it's the outsiders.
Hush! It's not polite to call outsiders outsiders.
Look.
Yeah, we're probably looking about the same level of temperature here.
Welcome to Haven. The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
So is she the village leader, or is she just the one who deals with stuff outside the village?
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us, and Wallius.
This man, Wallius, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Wallius is still a baby.
A baby?
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry.
Wallius was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately. But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the Icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village if my ancestors hadn't stopped him.
Then it is not the surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain. Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off.
I thought we were taking a
There's road
rest.
that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the Surge.
Are you bound for the Wave, tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our people.
Another pin!
That's very kind. I look forward to meeting the family.
The feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary be indisposed, feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
Our storehouse lies across the bridge. If you're short of supplies, you may find what you need there. Though we will have to ask you for recompense, poor as we are.
That's fair.
Sid? You are Sid, aren't you? The man the tributary told us about? I wonder if you could help me.
With what exactly?
Oh, nothing too troublesome. Do you know my husband, Pavart? He's the village smith, among other things. Anyway, his name day's not far off, and I wanted to make a gift for him. He's a craftsman, you see, and he's been fretting about running low on the flowers he uses for dye making, so I wondered if you might collect some for me and give them to him.
Would this gift not be better coming from you?
Perhaps, but it can't, for reasons I can't go into. Please, I know it sounds daft, but I'd be ever so grateful.
I wonder if she's allergic to them.
Fine. Which flowers does your husband need?
The sweet little blue ones that grow around the fount. Elders' blessings, they're called. We use them to dye our fabrics so we always feel close to water like they are. You don't need to go to the trouble of picking them yourself, though. Just speak to the field hands and ask them to share their harvest with you. 2 basketfuls should be enough for my husband to be getting on with.
2 basketfuls it is.
Okay, if it's that easy, why isn't she doing it herself? I maintain that she is allergic. Oh, although her clothes are dyed blue too. Maybe not.
I'm not arguing. The child must be saved. But does it have to be them that do it?
If not them, then who? I don't see you running off to the search.
Yeah, you know anyone else who can stand up to an icon and walk away from it?
Excuse me. I wonder, might you be able to spare a basket of Elder's blessings? Pavart's wife tasked me with collecting some for her husband, and suggested that I speak to you.
Ah. Werda wants you to bless her better half with the fruits of our labour, does she? Go on then. Give the old fool something to squirm about.
Oh?
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't worry about it. An old fool Pavart may be, but if you come bearing gifts, he's not fool enough to turn you away.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you.
There's something screwy going on here.
Ah, welcome to Haven, friend.
Thank you. Forgive my presumptuousness, but the smith's wife has asked me to make her husband a present of some Elder's blessings. 2 basketfuls, to be precise.
Well, I have 1, if that's any help.
It is. I'm much obliged. They really are beautiful.
Aren't they just? Though that's not the only reason they have a special place in our hearts. Legend has it that when our people fled from Ash, the tributary of the time took some seeds with them. And as they wandered high and low across the Twins, he'd plant them wherever they stopped for water. every elder since has done the same. So when we finally put down roots here in Mysidia, the flowers did too.
Well, that's 2 basketfuls. Time to visit Pavat.
Okay, I could quick travel there, but I'm not going to.
What do you want? Your wife asked me to bring you these flowers.
That woman. Come out. I know you're there.
Who? Me?
Would either of you care to explain what's going on?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deceive you. It's just, my husband can be a bit standoffish at times, and I thought this might be a good way for the two of you to get acquainted. What with you being a swordsman like, and him being the only smith in the village. It'd be a shame if you couldn't turn to him for help.
The only reason he couldn't turn to me for help is because I had my hands full with all the orders you lot dumped on me. I'm pretty much done with them now, though. But, for the record, the tributary said that we were to lend you outsiders our aid, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. With or without my darling wife's meddling. Still, here we are. Acquainted. So, if there's out you need, just bring us the materials, alright?
Alright.
Alright then. And tar for the flowers. I was running low.
You use them for dyeing, I hear.
Aye. Crush the petals and it makes a fine and lasting blue. We use it to stain the cloth for our tunics and pennons. Remind us where we come from, like.
As modes of water. Children of the sea.
That's right. The pattern too was left by our ancestors. The Ceaseless Rill, it's called. It symbolizes the river of our tribe, with the strength of Leviathan running through it. And
It is a nice
how
pattern.
that river has ebbed and flowed, changed its course. The flowers have always been with us, growing on our banks. I should get back to work. If you need something crafting, let me know.
Oh well. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Wasn't it just?
Not familiar with that gesture. Level up! Level 49. Ooh. Okay, that's pretty cool. Do these guys use the bellows, or do they use magic? I'm not seeing a bellows. Looks like they use magic. We should build them a bellows.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Wrong button.
Till next time, then.
It ain't better than what I've got, so tough.
Where in the blue heavens has that girl got to? Oh, I'll have her hide when she gets back. Oh, sorry. I was leagues away. How can I help you? If you're after something from the storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk to. She will have to charge you for the goods, though. Not that we'd fleece you or anything. It's just, you know, needs must.
I understand.
Saying that, she might not be able to get anything down for you for a bit.
Ah, right.
She's got her hands full with the inventory, you see. It should have been my daughter's job, really, but the willful little rills decided to make herself scarce. The heavens only know where that girl's got to.
If you'd like me to keep an eye out for her.
Oh, no. I couldn't ask that of an outsider. Could I? You wouldn't mind?
Of course not. She won't have gone far, will she?
I hope not. But I've scoured the entire village for her and come up empty-handed. Can't help thinking she might have gone on another one of her little adventures.
Ah. A free spirit, is she?
Aye, that she is. Can't get her to sit still. Especially once she heard you lot were on your way. Outsiders! You should have seen her little eyes light up. Oh, if she wanted to watch you arrive, she'd have made for the low gate where you first came in. The guard there might have spotted her. Maybe you could ask him. Ruka, her name is.
All right. I'll let you know if I find her. Try not to worry.
I still want to see him pull that short sword someday.
Hear me, mine ancestors.
Excuse me. You haven't seen the storekeeper's daughter, have you?
Little Ruka? I have, as it happens. She went out through the gate not long ago.
Out of the village? Alone?
Aye, she does it all the time. There's a path off to the left which leads down to the river. Nice little spot, that. Safe as you like. The beasts of the mountain don't dare come so close to the village. That's where she'll be. Go and have a look if you don't believe me.
I will.
Okay, we know where she is.
Now
let's hope they're right about her being safe. Shiny thing. There she is.
They're not here either.
Boop!
It's you! I've been looking everywhere for you.
You must be Ruka.
You know my name? Can you lot read minds?
Your father asked me to keep an eye out for you. You left without telling him where you were going. He was worried.
But I went to look for you.
Well, now you found me. What do you say we head back to the village and let your father know you're safe?
All right. And on the way home, you can tell me all about the world beyond the wall. I want to know everything.
Everything might be a stretch.
Trust me, kid, you don't want to know about the world beyond the wall. It's not pleasant.
Thank you for bringing her home. And I'm sorry for the trouble.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure.
Daddy, did you know that there are villages 10 times as big as Haven in the outside world? 10 times! Cities, they call them. And in these cities, they have great big walls and towers and castles.
Oh, to think I was worried. You can tell me all about the outside world later, Sweet Pea. Now go and help your mum with the stores.
All right.
Thanks for putting up with her questions. She, has a lot of them. One of the big ones being, what are the people beyond the wall like? Reckon you've made a good first impression?
Are we the only ones she's ever met?
That you are. The rest of the world can't know we're here, so we'll have to be very careful who we're letting in and out. A few of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part, we'll make do with what we've got, including what the old Northerners left us.
Yes. You built on top of the old ruins, didn't you?
Well, they make for fine foundations. Their masons clearly knew what they were doing. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. Oh, it's everything else that's the problem. Medicines, metals for tool making, anything like that. We have to dress up as traveling merchants and make a trip to the outside, and pray to every cloud in the heavens that nobody sees through us.
Which explains why you need Gil.
Aye. And now Rook is back, my wife should be free to assist you with any potential purchases.
What about you?
So please, do make good use of our stores, because we fully intend to make good use of your coin.
I'll be sure to keep my purse strings loose.
Okay, now we can go shopping.
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge her looking for adventure, but she's got to pull her weight like the rest of us. Anyway, now we've got the inventory done, I can attend to my own tasks, like seeing to our visitors' needs. So, what's the route you wanted? When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
Oh, it's an upgrade. I'll take
May
it.
it serve you well.
That's also an upgrade, so I'll take it.
Well, if you're sure you need it. May it serve you well. Here you are. Well, if you're sure you need it. I'll be here.
Thank you kindly. Equipment upgrades are always welcome.
Season those outsiders.
Enough to welcome them into our midst, and so we must do the same.
Damn right.
How long do you think this bridge has been standing here?
Suddenly, there were curves everywhere I looked.
You're Lady Shula's friend, aren't you? Lady Shula says that if I want to be tributary one day, I have to learn my letters just like she did. But what good are letters against a Tombry's knife?
Kid's got a point.
Off to the surge, are you? Well, just you stay close to the tributary. We don't want you getting lost in the forest.
They're equipped, so we're all good. It's gonna make me push the button.
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
I see a mast.
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
How did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother, did you have to ask?
You're making Clive feel stupid there. On the ground. All gone. Okay, so what do we got? Dark Gate up this go. Well, I wonder where that goes. Swift Run River. Tailwind Bay. Spiders! Spiders can fuck off and die. Shiny Ting. People? Oh, Tomberries.
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems.
They look very different from the Tomberries I'm used to. Usually much smaller. With a much more vibrant green.
This
There's an arena fight in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. There's just a dozen Tonberries. All at once.
This one. Get him.
I'll admit I actually haven't played 14 for a long time.
Over here.
I kind of burned out on it. Whoa! Watch where you're shooting that. Jeez, Joshua, you almost got me.
I can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
There's another canstone for the wall. I'll leave it alone because I'm not a piece of shit.
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
Wolfies. Hat trick. Got all three of them. Anything interesting down here? Nope. Whoa, hello. I was wrong. Oof. Okay, he hit me that time.
Nice try.
Dodge was no good.
Nice try.
Oh, damn, this guy might actually take a beating. Freeze, motherfucker. The timing. There we go. No freezy? Oh. Oh, for the love of... Nah, fuck that. We got too far away. Healed to full. Screw that.
You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
And I'm sure Shula's like, there's a story there and I want to know it. Bloody Odin.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walius's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Indeed.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
Look at all the droplets of water suspended in midair.
Where they have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No. It's not.
Problem is, collapsing the surge will reveal that there's someone here.
There. Up ahead.
That's a big hole.
Down in the center. Follow me.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin, committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallis' icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence?
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must.
She looked like she was trying not to
And
cry.
whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight. Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Is it done?
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong.
Ooh.
He wasn't just afraid. He was angry. All right. Let's see what you've given me.
Ooh. Interesting.
Leviathan!
No, just an eggy. But a formidable adversary, nonetheless.
Oh, look. It has friends.
This is pretty cool.
Nice try. Over here.
Gotta get the timing on that one right. Whoops. Got a trophy, Tide Slinger. You'd think so, right? Got him.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right.
Trophy flow.
So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No. Not anymore, anyway.
Good. Because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
Of course.
No new quests.
Look, Dad. The Charity's back. Do you think they saved Malleus?
We'll find out soon enough, son.
And what are you two drawing?
The rill. We're seeing who's fastest, and I'm going to win.
Kids.
The broom is your warhammer. The leaves our mortal enemy. Show them no mercy for the glory of Mysidia.
That laugh sounded awful.
To understand the spell which binds Wallius, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal, and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more.
They couldn't have waited till the kid was older.
And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the mother crystals. So we know the seal's source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
Sensible. Though I think Shiva would have been the better choice over Phoenix.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
Whoa, bunch of side quests, and at least one that's going to add something new. Two that's going to add something new.
No sign of the child.
You don't think he's...
I can't go on like this.
Don't say that. You don't want to get yourself worked up again. Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fanit, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too, but...
But?
This affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
Leave me be.
Oh, do you need something?
I do, though not from the forge. Fanit asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blasia's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Think maybe he ate some bad fish?
Almost time.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazir, is it not? Pavad tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what. But he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fannet is looking for. Thank you.
I don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, yeah?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
Bruh. Throat full of gunk. Never pleasant.
I spoke with Word, but he didn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Blazir, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forests of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then... I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries. You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there. And if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please. I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Very well.
A Tonbury curse.
Leave me be. Let me go. Let me go.
Well, the time has just gone off, so our time for today is up. Thank you for watching. If you're catching up and you enjoyed the video, leave us a like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. I'll be back Saturday morning, 9:30 AM West Australian time, as we continue this little adventure. See if we can't help the old man, for starters. Override that one. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.